Hi everyone, Matt's here, and here today to talk to you about Tekken 7 and the first project I'm going to have, which is playing this game. I've learned it a little bit, but one of the things that I've been having a problem with is a character identity crisis. Basically meaning which character I'm going to want to play. I mean, this is a pretty large roster, and I've been kind of playing Jin, Shaheen, and Geese quite a bit. But the issue here is that I find that my fundamentals is extremely flawed. I never took the time to learn fundamentals, so I was spending too much time trying to learn a character and not learn the game. And I think one of the reasons that it's been difficult for me to really commit to a character and everything is because I actually do have a main. And I'll talk about which one, or at least the character I really do want to main, and I know I'd come back to it every day, but I'm scared to play him. And I'm scared to play him because, well, he's really execution heavy, and he's not top tier. So this is the part where I tell you how you pick your character, and I'm going to make it very, very simple. Look to the roster, determine which characters look cool to you, and pick one of those characters. Sounds simple. Sounds like possibly making a bad choice. But I guarantee you, if you can find the character, and there's a character that interests you a lot just by looks, or maybe even feel, take a couple characters into training mode and or against really easy computer opponent, play around with it, whatever. And if you find something that looks really cool or feels really cool, or it's like, you know what, I really want to learn more about this character, or I really want to come back and play this character every single day, that's the character you need to start with. Don't worry about tier list, because a tier list, and if you don't know what a tier list is, great, don't go looking out for it. For those who do look for a tier list is a list of how each character rates against another character. But you have to understand this is for the highest levels of play. And I know a lot of people like to try to take a tier list and point it to how the average person is going to play. You can't do the same thing, because the average person is going to make a ton of mistakes, isn't going to play fundamentally sound, isn't going to do anything they're supposed to be doing. They're just going to be throwing out some cheesy moves here and there. That kind of gets into some results, and that's going to make them seem the character is really awesome, where in truth the character is probably actually pretty bad for them. So using a tier list, I don't think at the beginning is really good for you. The other thing is too, if you're using these things to make a decision, I mean, you might stray away from the character that's really going to keep you coming back to the game over and over and over again. That's way more important right now that any tier list can give you. So play what you think looks cool. Go to YouTube. Go look at some videos. Go check some things out. This isn't a super hard decision in the sense of you could always switch your character later. For right now, though, when you do pick your character, stick with it at the start until you get your fundamentals down. And it's going to take a while for you to get the fundamentals of a game down. Doesn't matter what fighting game we're talking about. Especially Tekken 7. Tekken is going to take you some time to get down fundamentals. But pick a character that makes you feel good, looks really cool to you, and it's definitely like, damn, I want to play that character all the time. That's the character you should go with. And to that end, I am going to go through learning the fundamentals with you guys and doing it with a character that I've always wanted to play since this game came out. And I've been scared to do it, afraid to do it. I've tried every once in a while to come into training mode and try doing back to loops in his combos, and it's just like, this is not happening. There's no way I can play this character. No, scratch that. We're gonna learn how to play this character. We're gonna learn from the fundamentals and work our way up, because there's fundamentals this character has that's really good that has nothing to do with execution. And you'll find in Tekken most characters like that. Their fundamentals are solid without necessarily being buried on execution. What's buried on execution is some key moves and some really, really spectacular moves. So don't get me wrong. That's buried behind execution that you don't necessarily need at the lowest levels to kind of get you learning the game. Now remember, our main goal is not to win right now. Our main goal is to learn and improve. The winning will happen on its own as we do that. So, anyways, that's where we're going. That's what we're gonna do for a little bit. Basically the plan is to do this until Mortal Kombat 11 comes out, and we're gonna do kind of the same exact thing. We're gonna pick a main character, we're gonna pick something that's cool, and we're gonna learn Mortal Kombat. We're gonna go through the same process, because this process is gonna be the same for every game that we try to play. Now, after I'll probably select one of those 2 games to play once we've had some time to kind of digest Mortal Kombat 11, because I want to make a choice on one of these games, and I definitely want to specialize in a game, but I'm not kind of solidified on which game I want to stick with for now. But until that time, this is where we're going to start. So go load up your favorite game, or load up a game that you want to learn how to play. Pick the character that you think is cool, and then we can get started and learn the beginners, learning the basics of that game. Hopefully you found this helpful as far as making the decision, and hopefully you'll join me for my Tekken adventure with Lee. It's going to be a long one. Thanks, everyone. Bye.